Alright, Audi troubleshooters, it looks like I've come to the end of my journey with this car as far as the transmission goes. Yeah, that's Mike Tyson, and he's awesome. I got the vag-com on. I was able to use that to detect the temperature of my transmission fluid before I drained it last night. I put a new filter, new gasket on the trans. This transmission took 8 quarts of trans fluid. Okay, it took about 6 before it started spilling out, and then with the car running, filled it up more. It took 2 more quarts. I put in the, got in the car, put it in each gear for 15-20 seconds, and got under there and did whatever, what I had to do until it started to come out as like a drizzle. Once it did that, I pulled the hose and tightened everything down. So as you can see, I had the code 00652. Car was going into limp mode initially. I could not get the code to replicate after I cleared it with the vag-com. The code didn't come back, the car wouldn't come into limp mode, but the transmission would slip once it downshifted from a higher gear down to first. It would slip into first gear. As you can see now, I hit the gas and it goes. No hiccup, nothing. I've been driving the car for miles. The first thing that the vag-com said was ATF level not okay. Check ATF level. So I checked it. I found that I wasn't touching any fluid with my finger. So I decided I was gonna drain, replace the filter, and put in new fluid, and it worked like a charm. That vag-com, that is, I wish that there was something like that for my other cars, because that would be a dream. That is just phenomenal software. If you have an Audi and you're not using it, you need to get on eBay, buy yourself a cable for $13, shipped to your door, download that software. It's like 1 meg, and get this in your car. So my problems are solved. I bought this car at a steal of a deal from a woman who got ripped off by a shop. Did her water pump. When they disassembled her front end, they made a mistake with the timing belt, putting it back on. They threw her timing off. She bent a valve, broke a bunch of stuff, destroyed the cam chain tensioner, and for just for about $600, I have this car with 150,000 miles, running like a top, with all new timing components, all new cooling components, new vacuum hoses, and a fresh transmission fluid change. And what's nice is I was actually kind of relieved that this car took so much trans fluid, because if I understand correctly, it takes 12 to 13 quarts or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but the fact that I was able to get in 8 is good, because most people say that they can only get in 6, leaving 6 quarts of the garbage, the dirty black fluid, in there. In my case, I've only got 4 quarts of the dirty crap in there. So by my calculation, I was down 2 quarts in this transmission, and that was the reason for my slippage. My magnets had no chunks. My transmission fluid, while black, was still free from large debris. So I'm pretty happy right now with the way that this car is running, and thank you to everybody on AudiZine for your help. And yeah, we're good to go. If anybody has any questions about this car, I've learned quite a bit about it. Even getting the stereo in was a little bit of a headache, but I learned a lot about this car in the last couple weeks since I bought it, and I think I'm going to be happy with this car for quite a while.